Hello to my beautiful friends out there. Welcome to my channel, Astro. And this is your monthly forecast for October 2025. We've already moved into fall, and October is a cleansing month because we have Mercury being the star of the month and Neptune moving back into Pisces at 29 degrees, along with Saturn at 26 degrees. And there are other planets that are following. Mars is in Scorpio. We have Mars. Mercury is going to start out in Libra. But we have Mars, Neptune, Saturn, and then we have the Sun. And Mercury will also move into Scorpio this month. So there's an emphasis on the water, okay? Water represents reflection. It also represents what you can't see. Okay, it is a portal as well. So with this water energy happening this month, we have this it's a recalibration. Neptune and Saturn moving back into Pisces is the opportunity, and the last one, to make sure that we have brought the things up that we need to let go of. And for some reason, for some of us, we forgot something, and that something needs to be addressed, and that's why they're back to show us the way. Okay, and then we have Pluto in Aquarius stationing direct, and with that direct motion, the retrograde already, brought things to the surface. Now that it's at the surface, Pluto is taking action swiftly, quickly. So the cleanup is happening, and some of it is going to be whether you like it or not, okay? But I suggest that you go with the flow, because we still have the North Node in Pisces and the South Node in Virgo. So this North Node energy, along with the Neptune and Saturn in Pisces, we need to, make sure that we set our boundaries going forward. And because Neptune and Pisces are boundless energies, and sometimes with that energy, you may want to overextend yourself. And with Neptune being here, Neptune wants us to recognize our fear from our intuition. And that's where the fog and the confusion happens with Neptune. Neptune is very spiritual. It wants us to be on our spiritual path and grow spiritually, very compassionate. But we always tend to reference Neptune with the fog and the confusion. However, there is a reason for that, because that is about us being more keen about what we are experiencing, and know that the experience is either fear-based or your intuition speaking to you. Okay, So I don't want to spend too much time on this intro. Let me see what else was there that I wanted to share with you outside of Pluto and Neptune. Okay, well, oh, all right. We do have the full moon in Aries, and that's happening on the 6th of this month. And, even though the full moon is about releasing, this is an action oriented full moon and taking charge and being assertive in your persona, period. Okay. There's also Chiron in this action as well, and Chiron is going to highlight where the wounds are. Okay. And with the full moon being in Aries, there's a lot of emotion behind that because Aries is the first house. And with the first house, it's all about your head and your body, your personality. So, somewhere, with this Aries full moon, you are needing to heal a certain part of yourself. And there's, so much healing going on this month with Neptune, Chiron, and Pluto. But for the most part, Pluto is about the collective, okay? But, there's still some personal issues for each of us. So let's talk about the rest in the forecast. So I'll see you there. Hello to my beautiful Aries Rising out there. Okay? And if you know anything about your chart, if your sun is in Aries, you can check this out. If your moon is in Aries, you can check this reading out. It'll help give you a bigger picture going forward. So with this month, Aries rising, we're going to walk right into the first, where Mercury in Libra is square Jupiter in Cancer. And this is happening in your 7th house for Libra, in your 4th house for Cancer. Now, you know that your 7th house is about relationships, partnerships, legal dealings, open enemy, marriage, divorce, and it could be friends and family as well. Okay? So the 4th house is about your home, your physical place of residence, and your family and your comfort zone and your ancestry. Okay? So here with this square, a square is always, some tension where you may feel pulled between your intellectual and your social self, okay, as well as your emotional and domestic self. So these are the two ends of Mercury in Libra and Jupiter in Cancer, okay? So you may find yourself wanting to engage in balanced and cooperative relationships with others, okay? But Jupiter in Cancer wants you to be cooperative But Jupiter wants you to prioritize your comfort, your security, and nurturing found in your home and your family life. So, with this, your personal relationships and your family relationships, you may not be able to focus on dealing with both, okay? Because this is about tension, and it's not, square is not a feel good situation. So you got to experience some uncomfortability in order to recognize what it is that you need to address in the process of growth. Okay? So on the 3rd, we have Mercury in Libra in an opposition. Okay? That's a tug of war. And this is opposing Chiron in Aries in your first house. Okay, so Chiron is in your first house, Libra is in your 7th, and your first house is about you. Your personality, who you are, your self worth. And your 7th house is about others, your relationships, your partnerships, as I've already explained on the 1st. Okay, so this is a time to examine unresolved issues that influences how you communicate. Oh, shoot. Okay. And interact with others. Okay, you may find yourself struggling to communicate your needs effectively because of your fears that are rooted in your identity. Okay, there's a need for you to heal the sense of shame from your past for being assertive. Okay, now, Aries rising. Okay, this is for you. You may get something out of this Aries sun and moon as well. But for the moon, you probably will feel a lot more of this energy than your sun will, Aries rising. Okay? So just know it's time for you to heal how you assert yourself in your day to day and interactions with others, and be unapologetic is really what this is saying, is own it, and be who you are meant to be. All right, so on the 6th, moving on, this is Mercury moving into Scorpio. And this is happening in your 8th house of transformation. This is the house of death. This is also the house of shared resources, inheritances, other people's money, psychological issues. And this is also a house of intuitive knowingness and psychic experiences as well. Okay, so during this transit, you may experience an intense intellectual focus and deep investigation. And part of this is because of the Scorpio way of doing things. Is Scorpio is penetrating really deeply. And you have a knack for analyzing hidden issues. And this is a comfortable place, the 8th house for Scorpio. Okay? So you have a knack for analyzing hidden matters. You may want to take a careful approach to your communication in order to avoid misunderstandings in your personal relationships, because you may come on very intense and, strong in your approach. So later on that day, we have the full moon in Aries at 8:47 p.m. and this is Pacific Standard Time. And this is happening in your first house again of your personality, your identity, your physical appearance, and again, your head and your self-worth as well. Okay? So this is the time to shed those old layers. Let go of the masks, okay? Because we are shedding masks in this month. We are releasing a lot of energy that no longer serves us. Those old patterns are being dissolved, and we are making space for new, positive, fulfilling energies to come in. Okay? So, let's see. This is a time to shed old layers, express your true self boldly, and take decisive action. Okay, towards your personal goals and new beginnings, as well as some. Be careful of your impulsiveness. Okay. So on the 7th, we're moving right into Mercury in Scorpio, squaring Pluto in Aquarius. Okay, so here we have where Pluto is really getting to some deep things within us now, because we're in the age of Aquarius and things are changing. So this is happening in your 8th house of death, shared resources, psychological issues, and Pluto in Aquarius is in the 11th house of large groups, your large community of friends, and could be some of your work friends as well. Could be, your charitable community, churches, large organizations that you may affiliate yourself with. Okay, so this is a square, so we're dealing with tension again. And it's creating tension between your internal, because of the 8th house is, addressing your internal needs and your psychological needs as well. Okay, and your internal need for deep understanding and your desire for collective liberation and radical expression. That's Pluto and Aquarius. Aquarius want us to, think outside of the box and, experience our own freedom. So you may be confronted with power dynamics, hidden agendas, or intense psychological realities within your community or social groups. Okay, and because this is the 8th house of secrets, and as I said before, Scorpio is, feels comfortable there, and that's where all of that Scorpio hidden energy resides. So on the 13th, we have Venus moving into Libra, and she is comfortable there. And this is happening in your 7th house of relationships, partnerships, legal, open enemies, marriage, divorces, things of that nature, your friends and family members as well. Okay, and because this is in Libra, Venus is about, love, beauty, balance, and harmony, and Libra is about creating that balance and being that mediator, wanting to make sure that we keep the peace. And Venus loves, the beauty of things and also loves to have nice things, likes creativity, arts, music. All of those things are Venetian. Okay, so during this time, your relationships may stabilize because, Venus does rule Libra. And you may form new partnerships. You may have a renewed appreciation for beauty in all aspects of life. Okay? Your business dealings may be more successful. Your income may increase through foreign collaborations. And your communication skills may improve. Okay, so that's something good that's happening on the home front for Aries Rising. Okay, and on the 14th, we have Pluto in Aquarius stationing direct. This is happening in your 11th house of friends, groups, social circles, some of your, work friends as well. So now that Pluto in Aquarius is stationed direct, we have this energy that has been pushed up through the retrograde, and now it wants to clear it all out. So Pluto is going to be working really fast, creating the change that we need to see in ourselves, okay? Moving things out so that we can see what it is that we were holding on to, because we got to let it go, all right? And this could be around power and control, okay? And there is a, with Pluto in Aquarius already having an opposition, this could, be a tug of war with your social community. However, this is just stationing direct here. So this indicates a transformative time within your social circles, your community, and your future aspirations. And it involves intense emotional dynamics, okay? Because that's Pluto's energy. Power struggles or purging of unhealthy connections to achieve deeper social connections is what this stationing direct is bringing to the forefront of your mind for you to take action, okay? Now, on the 16th, we have the Sun moving into Libra, and it's squaring Jupiter in Cancer. So again, this is affecting your 7th house and your 4th house. So you may experience ego conflicts with your personal vision for your home, clashes with the opinions or needs of your partner or other key people in your life. So here we go with this square creating tension. You may overspend on your home or overpromise to a partner or expect too much in return for emotional support, because Jupiter is that planet that it overextends, it expands things that it's touching. So, with this is happening in your fourth house, and, squaring your 7th house as well, you're dealing with people that are closest to you, okay? And this is it doesn't show up very well when you cannot fulfill your commitment or responsibility to people in your seventh and fourth house. Okay? So you need to take the time to recognize how you are stepping into these situations right now. Okay, so on the 21st, we have a new moon in Libra, okay, and that is at 5:25 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And again, this is happening in your seventh house with the sun, all right? That's how you get a new moon. The sun and moon are like that. So the sun is shining, you can't see the moon, but it's new. Okay, and the new moons are about new beginnings, setting new intentions, and and reflecting on the things that you are working on letting go of as well. Okay, so this is in your house of relationships, partnerships, legal matters, open enemies, divorce, partner. So this new moon is encouraging you to seek harmony, balance, and fair negotiations with others, okay? This energy is highly beneficial for initiating or deepening committed connections, whether it's romantic, professional, or platonic, okay? So this is some good information for you. You can set your intentions on creating this harmony, this balance, and the negotiations for yourself. And you'll be doing well because it is a positive new moon, okay? So on the 23rd, we have Neptune retrograding back to 29 degrees of Pisces. And this is happening in your 12th house. This is the house of retreat, unconscious energy, karma. Okay, so you're in a good place right here to really take a look. Take that 360-degree look at what you may have missed or what you feel uncomfortable dealing with here or facing, okay? And your 12th house is a place where if you're sitting in it, you can easily, get down to that nitty-gritty of it all, okay? So during this time, you're encouraged to take a deep review of hidden emotional patterns, okay, karma, and spiritual practices, and clear out what no longer serves you. Okay, we have the full moon clearing, and now we have Neptune retrograding back into your 12th house to really help you see and let go of, okay? And you can forgive yourself here, okay? Because Neptune is here, it's about forgiveness as well. It's about your spirituality and your spiritual makeup. Who are you as a spiritual being? You can ask yourself, that question. Because once you start to remember who you really are, then you can let go of some of these things that that are not you. Okay? All right, so then on that same day, the sun is moving into Scorpio. And the sun is all about your ego. And Scorpio is in the 8th house. The sun in Scorpio will be in the 8th house of, again, you know, that hidden, unseen parts of who you are. And with Scorpio, Scorpio have a tendency to, you know, hide things about itself because of the personal fears they have about who they think they are, not knowing who they really are. And the fear is what holds us back. When you let go of the fear and you can recognize your intuition between the fog and the confusion which Neptune will bring, but as long as you can recognize the fear, you can let it go. Okay, because the fear is what will hold us back. All right, so this is in your 8th house again. Your emotional reactions and awareness are intensified, making you very conscious of your past and how it influences your presence. That's a good thing. You may need to release old expectations or attachments within your relationships or to past circumstances. You may need to address issues related to shared finances, inheritances, or the resources within your relationships. Okay? And I think that was a lot to this is a lot to handle for the month because we're dealing with your, for the most part, Aries, it's your 7th and 8th house that is really getting giving attention, where you need to look at how you present yourself to your relationships. And in the 8th house is like, you know, being true to yourself. Find your truth, shed the mask, okay? Take the mask off, because that's what we are doing this month, is getting more in touch with our true selves, okay, as close as we can come right now. Some of us are doing the work, and some of us are, you know, getting ready to do the work. Okay, so Aries Rising, this is your forecast for October 2025, and have a wonderful month. And until next time, bye for now.